Hello friends and welcome. As a makeup artist who specializes in working with those of us over 50 and who is well over 50 myself, I know firsthand the changes that take place in our facial structure and our skin as the decades roll by. As one beauty expert said, the cheeks we were born with aren't the same cheeks we see in the mirror once we're 50. And like a host of other body parts, they tend to move south as our birthdays move north. Another makeup artist said when we're young, we can wear tons of makeup or no makeup, and we can get away with it. In fact, we can get away with just about anything. However, as we all know, that's definitely not the case anymore. But the right makeup, worn the right way, can truly transform us. So today, we'll be talking about the techniques, products, and tools that make the biggest difference in helping us look like the very best version of ourselves. If you're here for the first time, welcome. And if you're returning, thank you. My name is Elise, and this channel is all about helping those of us over 50 look and feel our best. So if this mission resonates with you, I hope you'll subscribe before you leave today. Today, in addition to talking about the 7 makeup techniques, products, and tools that make the biggest difference, I'll also be demonstrating as we go along on one side of my face. Now, we certainly don't need to do all of these things. What's important is that you choose the techniques that will make the biggest difference for you based on your situation. Most of the things that we'll be focusing on today fall into these 4 broad categories. Up is better than down, soft is better than hard, illumination is better than darkness, and moist is better than dry. So let's start off with the last one, moist is better than dry. We might as well not even apply makeup unless we're going to do this first. Moisturize and moisturize. It's not just a good thing to do, but it's also necessary because without moisturizer, foundation grips onto dry patches and looks uneven. Moisturizer does 2 very important things. First, it hydrates the skin under makeup, which helps to reduce the look of fine lines, which we know is important. And it also increases the brightness of the skin. And by the way, you'll find links to all the products that I used before filming today or will be using shortly in the description box under Show More. And the second important thing that moisturizer does is to smooth the skin's surface so foundation and concealer stay on longer and apply more evenly and easily. Now, I had this last point brought home to me in a big way about a month ago. I was filming a video and started to apply my face primer and foundation and thought, what the heck is going on? I couldn't figure out why the primer and foundation were so difficult to apply. But then it hit me. I'd applied my serums before filming, but somehow I then must have gotten distracted because I completely forgot to apply my moisturizer. Needless to say, I was pretty darn embarrassed, and frankly, my makeup that day didn't look nearly as good as it would have if I'd used my moisturizer. And my makeup was far more difficult to apply. I actually felt like it was tugging at my skin when I applied it. Because moisturizer becomes even more important as we get older, we may need to switch moisturizers or even combine a couple of different ones. I use this one from the brand Aloe, which I love, because it's a clean beauty product and it not only moisturizes, but it also brightens. Tip number 2 is about brows. It's not only important to fill in the brows so our eyes are highlighted, but it's also important to lift them. And here are the 2 key tools that we need to do both: fill in our brows and to lift them. An angled eyeshadow brush and a spoolie. If you have very few brow hairs or need help shaping your brows, another helpful tool is an eyebrow stencil. And one that works particularly well is one that has an elastic band, so you don't have to hold the stencil in one hand while you try to apply an eyebrow product with the other hand. These are easily available in kits which have a number of different stencils in them. I'm going to first lift my brow hairs by using the spoolie to brush them up, and then I'm going to use my ABH Brow Powder Duo to fill in my brows, and I'll add a little more lift to my brow by creating a slight arch. First, I'm going to brush this eyebrow hair up, and this is my challenging brow because I have a scar here, so brow hair doesn't grow well here. I don't know if you can see this, I'll try and zoom in. I have one really dark black brow hair that's very thick and wiry, and one white, thick and wiry brow hair. Now, if you really need to lift these brow hairs, there are special products that can help keep brow hair in place. One really good one is from Patrick Ta, and Benefit also makes another good one. So I'm using my ABH Brow Powder Duo first. And I'm going to use the lightest color because I want to gradually build up the color. That's why I really like these duos, because you can have a lighter and a deeper color, and you can mix them so you can really customize the color. Now, this is where I need to create a little bit of an arch. So I'm going up just a little bit higher here. And I'm taking a little bit of the darker color and filling in along the edges and in the middle of the brow. And because of that scar, I have to use an eyebrow pencil just to fill in this little area, because the powder doesn't really adhere to it well. That also helps me create an arch. And we don't want too much of an arch, because otherwise we can look like one of those evil Disney characters. And then running the spoolie through the eyebrow really gets rid of any excess product and makes it look more natural. Then I'm going to use my ABH Dip Brow Gel to cover the stray white hairs. Another really good product is this Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen from NYX, which works beautifully to sketch in individual brow hairs. You have to shake it really well before you use it. And as you can see, there's a really thin point, which is exactly what you want. One of the things I love about this product is that they have colors which are ash browns and not red browns, which can be really helpful for many of us. There are, of course, many other brow products that can be used, so if you'd like more detailed information on the variety of brow products and the pros and cons of each, as well as more tips for sparse brows, be sure to check out the videos that I've done which focus specifically on eyebrows, which I've listed in the description box below. The third tip is to use an eye primer that is close to your skin tone. Now, eye primer is extremely helpful for several reasons, but the top two reasons are that eye primer makes our eyes look bigger and brighter by covering up discoloration on our eyelids. Most of us have some discoloration since the eyelid skin gets thinner as we get older. So whether you have veins that show through as I do, or redness, which I also have, or any other type of discoloration, a skin-tinted eye primer will work wonders. Let me show you. First, let's take a look at both of these eyelids without eye primer. Now I'm taking my Sigma Eye Primer in the color Ignite. And I'm just going to sketch it on all the way up to my eyebrow. I'm also going to fill in this area, which is very dark. And you want to get it all the way to your lash line. You can obviously blend it in with your finger or a brush. I just like using my finger. And I actually applied far more than I really needed, so I'm going to blend it in really well. This can also help sharpen the definition of your eyebrow, which is a good thing also. Now I have some veins that really show through here, so I'm going to add just a little bit extra to that area. And I'm just going to pat it in. Now let's look at the difference between these two eyelids. Eye primer also keeps eyeshadow from creasing and smudging, and it helps it last longer. And speaking of eyes, let's move on to tip number 4, which is the importance of wearing eye makeup. Eye makeup is important because the contours and the texture of our eyes change, and they can honestly start to look invisible. So we need to make our eyes look bigger, and eyeshadow, eyeliner, and mascara can really do the trick. If you've not worn much eyeshadow or you're a beginner, you may want to check out my Eyeshadow 101 video, which is linked below in the description box. Eyeshadow can really be quick and easy if we use the right products and techniques. The quickest way to apply eyeshadow is to use a cream stick eyeshadow, and I have a full video on that topic linked in the description box below as well. Today, I'm going to do a very quick and easy look with powder eyeshadow using the Dominique Cosmetics Transition Palette. This is a beautiful neutral palette, which can also be used as a full face palette. In fact, I've actually done a video on that as well, where I did my entire face, well, almost my entire face, with this one palette. This palette makes powder eyeshadow application pretty darn easy because these are quite creamy matte eyeshadows, which blend like a dream, and you can't go wrong with any of these colors. I'm going to be using two main techniques to make my eyes look bigger with this eyeshadow. First, I'm going to apply a light color on the eyelids, and then the second technique is really key for many of us who have hooded eyes or smaller eyes. It's creating a new crease. I'm going to apply a mid-tone color in the crease and also slightly above the crease. Placing the color above the crease is important because this placement allows the color to actually be seen when our eyes are at rest and we're looking straight ahead. So first, I'm applying the lightest color called Frothy across my lid. I think you can see how much brighter this lid looks. Then I applied Caramel, Soft and Sweet and Blushing, and I'm using it for the crease area. Then I'm applying a slightly deeper color on the outer part. And then it's extremely important to blend, so everything looks seamless and there are no hard edges. Next, it's important to take a moment to make sure that we can actually see that crease color when our eyes are at rest. If we can't see it, we need to bring the eyeshadow up higher. So let's take a look. And I'm going to bring it up a little bit higher in this part of the eye. Now I can definitely see it when my eyes are at rest. I also want to mention here that it's worth it to invest in a couple of good eyeshadow brushes. Good quality brushes not only make a difference in how quickly and easily our eyeshadow applies, but it also makes a huge difference in how our eyeshadow looks. My two won't be without eyeshadow brushes are from Sigma, the E25 for applying and blending crease colors, and the E30 for applying shadow above and below my lash line. I'm also going to take a little bit of Frothy and I'm going to apply it under the arch of my eyebrow just to lift my eye a bit, and put a tiny bit on the inner corner. This also brightens up the eyes. Once eyeshadow is in place, it's important to use eyeliner to help define the eyes and make them look bigger. Now, I definitely know that eyeliner becomes more challenging as we get older because we have more texture on our eyelids and a surface that's less taut. So let me show you the two easiest ways to apply eyeliner. And if you'd like some additional eyeliner application tips, be sure to check out the eyeliner video link below. The first option is to tightline, and this works especially well for those of us with very hooded eyes. With tightlining, we apply eyeliner in the waterline directly under the top eyelashes. Now, some people are able to wiggle the eyeliner along with their eyes partly closed, but I find it easiest to slightly lift up the eyelid to apply the eyeliner under the lashes. Since there are many eyeliners I can't use because I have extremely sensitive eyes, I'm going to use my Tarte Easy on the Eyes liner in black since it will be close to the lashes. So I'm just going to lift up this eye and apply this right next to the lash line. And then I want to hold the eye open for just a minute to prevent transferring down below. And I think you can see what a difference that makes. Option number 2 is to apply eyeliner as close to the lashes as possible, preferably with a gel eyeliner which glides on more easily than any other type of eyeliner, or by using eyeshadow as eyeliner. The easiest way to do this is to take a thin angled eyebrow brush, rub it against the gel eyeliner or in the eyeshadow, and then use the brush to apply it. With a brush, it's possible to get a thinner line closer to the lashes. And more importantly, it's also easier to smudge out the eyeliner a bit, which not only softens the look, but also smudges out a line that we may not have drawn perfectly, but which will look perfect once it's smudged. I'm going to go ahead and use eyeshadow as eyeliner. But by the way, here's a great gel eyeliner. It's from Makeup by Mario. And what's nice about this one is that there's a brush on the other end for smudging. So I'm going to use this very thin angled eyebrow brush. I'm combining the deepest brown color called Coffee Bean with the lightest black color called Coal. My left eye is the one I don't see well out of it all, so I'm really just feeling my way across nearest to the lashes. And what's great is you really don't have to do it perfectly because the brush just smudges it all together. Now you can also just smudge it a little bit with a Q-tip, which also softens it a bit. Q-tips are great tools to have on hand. And I like to apply just a little bit on the outer third just to give a little bit more definition. Then to finish up the eye, I'll curl the lashes using a special eyelash curling technique and apply mascara. So I'm going to take the curler and I'm going to get as close to the bottom of the lashes as possible without pinching. Then I'm going to lift my elbow and that gives even more curl. And I'm going to stair step up the lashes, hold for 5 seconds each time until I get to the end of the lashes. By stair stepping up and curling, we avoid getting a crimp in the lashes, which is sometimes what you get if you just curl them once. And I think you can really see a difference with these two eyes and how the lashes look. And now for some mascara. Wiggle it at the bottom and work up. And just a tiny bit with this bottom lash mascara from Clinique, just on the outer edges. And now let's take a look at the difference between these two eyes. Another way to create curl and lift our eyelashes is to use our index finger to push up and against the mascara before it dries. So all you do is do this and hold them, and that helps lift the lashes as well. And just keep the finger there for a little bit. Tip number 5 is absolutely the most important thing we can do to look our best. So if you do nothing else, do this. Use a concealer or a foundation to cover up uneven skin tone because redness, blotchiness, or patchiness actually ages us more than wrinkles. And we not only want a foundation that evens out our skin tone, but we also want our skin to look brighter. And there are 4 ways we can create a brighter look. Option number 1 is to apply a brightening foundation. Option number 2 is to mix a small amount of highlighter to a foundation like Charlotte Tilbury's Flawless Filter or L'Oreal's Lumi Lotion. Just adding a drop or 2 of these products to our foundation can really make a difference. And there are many other types of products like these out there, but these are 2 of my favorites. Option 3 is to use a separate highlighter with a soft glow, such as one of these 4 highlighters, which I think are especially beautiful. RMS Living Luminizer. This is Cava from Merit. This is the Laura Geller Split Baked Highlighter Duo. Portofino is the beautiful highlighter color. And then, of course, there's L'Oreal's Lumi Glotion. I would swatch these colors for you, but they really don't show up very well. And option number 4 is to spray a dewy skin mist onto a dampened makeup sponge and then press it into the skin. For this option, I love Tatcha's Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. I'm going to use my favorite brightening foundation, which is Charlotte Tilbury's Beautiful Skin Foundation, with the tool that works best, a soft, dense buffing brush from makeup artist Eve Pearl. I put about a pump and a half on the back of my hand, and I'm putting it first on the areas where I need the most coverage. Whoops, I just realized I'm not supposed to put it on this side of my face. It's hard not to want to put it all over my face. Can you see the glow? It's really a beautiful soft glow from this foundation. Tip number 6 is about a product that can definitely be a best friend, cream blush. Cream blush can look more natural because it looks like it's coming from within and not just sitting on top of the skin. It's also not drying like powder blush. Powder blush also has a tendency to settle into fine lines and can look splotchy. But with the right application method and the right blush, we can look like we have a lovely, luminous, natural flush to our skin. Without blush, frankly, we can look just plain tired. The 2 most important things with blush are where to apply it and how to apply it. Rather than applying it on the apples of our cheeks, which have moved south, as I mentioned earlier, we want to apply it in a way that lifts our face. So for most of us, it works well to apply blush on the middle of our cheekbone and then take it up toward our temple. However, I like to start at the temple and go toward the nose so I don't apply too much blush in the center of my face. But if you have a long face, apply blush on the cheekbones below the outer corner of the eye and bring it below the middle of the eye. Most importantly, don't bring the blush down lower than the tip of the nose. Two blushes which apply very easily and look gorgeous are makeup artist Daniel Sandler's Watercolor Liquid Blush and Patrick Ta's Cream and Powder Blush Duos. Here are the Daniel Sandler products, and one of them, the lightest one, is actually a highlighter, but I'm going to be blending it with the darker color Divine. And here's the Patrick Ta palette, which has both powder and cream colors in similar colors. The creams are at the top and the powders are underneath. This palette, unfortunately, is no longer available, but the good news is that each of these blush duos can now be purchased separately. We all know that too much blush can take us into clown blush territory pretty quickly, so let me show you an application technique that helps avoid this problem. I'm going to use the two Daniel Sandler blushes that I showed you. And here's the no-fail application technique. Rather than applying the blush directly to my face with my fingers or dotting the liquid directly on my face, I'm going to put one drop of each color on the back of my hand, mix it together, and then apply it with a stippling brush, which won't disturb the makeup underneath. This makeup application will ensure that I don't apply too much blush, and I can always build it if I want more. So these have to be shaken really well. Here's what they look like before I mix them together. And then I'm using this stippling brush to mix them. And this is the color I end up with when I mix them together. Now I'm going to start at my temple and just bring it down in the middle of my cheekbone. These blushes are amazing because you cannot make a mistake. They just blend in so effortlessly and look so natural. So I don't think this is showing up real well under these lights, so I'm going to apply just another drop of each. Just a little bit more. I think you can see that a little bit better now. The last tip focuses on lipstick. We need to choose a lipstick color that makes our lips come alive. Since our lips get paler as we get older, a mid-tone vibrant color that works with the undertone of our skin works best. We definitely want to avoid lipsticks that are very pale since they'll wash us out, or lipstick which is very dark, which can make our lips look smaller. And to choose the blush and lipstick colors that will make our skin glow, it is really key to know the undertone of our skin. So if you're not sure of the undertone of your skin, be sure to check out the video that I've listed below in the description box, which will help you determine if you have a warm, cool, or neutral undertone. Since our lips also get smaller and lose definition, we want to create more definition by using a lip liner. We can also slightly increase the size of our lips by applying the liner to the outer edge of the lip line rather than on the lip line itself or inside the lip line. I'm first applying concealer, which will help prevent the lipstick from feathering, and the concealer also enables me to fudge on the lip line a bit. And another trick that helps make our lips look fuller and brighter is to add some gloss to the middle of our upper and lower lip. Now I need to apply a matte lipstick first because that helps prevent feathering, which I definitely have a problem with. It's really hard to apply lipstick to just one side of your lips. So I applied my lighter color lipstick on top of a deeper color lipstick, and they both had some luminosity to them. And then I applied my lip gloss over it. And the only reason I had to apply two colors is I needed to get the color that I really wanted, that I think works best with my skin undertone. Well, I think you'll agree that the difference between the two sides of my face is pretty darn dramatic. The right makeup techniques, products, and tools can absolutely help us look our best and feel more confident. So let me cover up each side of my face so we can really take a close-up look. I hope you'll share in the comment section below the makeup techniques and products that make the biggest difference for you. And also, please let me know if you'd like to receive my weekly newsletter or schedule a makeup consultation via Zoom. To do so, all you need to do is simply drop me a line at boomerandbeyondbeauty@gmail.com. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing you next Thursday for another video. Until then, I wish you good health and happiness and hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Take care.